Grinchmas Trees or WHOVILLE trees. Yeah! So for inside our jars and mugs, we are going to be using the wet foam because it is great for fresh floral. We are going to be using real cedar, and so I need something that will keep it moisturized. You definitely want to make sure you get the wet foam, not a dry foam. This stuff is fantastic. I always pick it up at Michael's, but I'm sure you can get it other places. Do keep in mind the first step is to get this stuff soaking. So we're gonna take some blocks out and get them soaking. You can see it's starting to soak and absorb the water. You can always just turn it so that it absorbs really good. You want to make sure it is thoroughly soaked all the way through. Okay guys, in terms of containers, I have an array of little cups and jars. I really think it's valuable to go through your pantry, find that glassware and stuff that you just don't use and repurpose it for this holiday season. I also just go through and find a whole bunch of glassware that I've kept the jars because I like the shape and stuff, and we're going to be using these as the container for our Grinchmas or WHOVILLE trees. And I'm pretty sure I even have like an old peanut butter jar as one of them. I have a coffee tin, we'll give that a try, and then I just have a whole bunch of really cute festive mugs, and yeah, just coffee mugs I think are a great way to use it because then you have like a nice handle to be able to carry your tree out in, and going to a thrift store and finding, you know, just festive mugs is a really great option if you are not wanting to spend a ton of money on containers for these. In terms of tools, the tools that I would definitely say you should have are a really good pair of gloves because some of the greens are really prickly, and you definitely need a good pair of snips. So the floral foam is soaking. What you want to get ready are your important tools, all your containers, a cutting board, a knife, and your greens, and then as well as the wire that we're going to use to wrap around and shape the Grinchmas tree. So those are the things that I'm going to be getting ready for the next step. The decorations and that sort of portion is kind of after this. We're going to fill them all and then we'll decorate. What might be easiest is just to make a little imprint so you can see where the jar lines are, and then you can make your cuts a little bit easier for yourself to get these foam pieces inside of these containers. There, and you want to make sure that the foam is far enough in. You don't want it sticking out, it just looks really awkward, so make sure that you have a good bit of space. For greens, I got the red cedar from the garden center, the Salisbury Garden Center at the Enjoy Center, which if you haven't seen that video, it is all decked out for Christmas. It is lovely. And then I also got some greens from some family just in their yard. And then I also went to the River Valley and picked some beautiful red dogwood, which will look so nice in these Grinchmas trees. Bobbles and Knickknacks, I honestly asked family to purge their house if they had any little Christmas knick-knacky things.
Yeah! Eat the ball. Wow, look at all this stuff! Look at this!
Then I'll be using those. I went to Michael's and picked up a few extra large ornaments to put at the end. I also had my son filling some super cute ornaments with dried flowers, and so he filled those up and we're going to be attaching those. So it's just a more personal touch. He got to make the ornament that's going to be on the Grinchmas tree. everywhere. But it is a very messy process in general.
To the wood! To the wood for at the police.